Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's Phoenix back with another banger. Today we got MyCourt and MyBuilder news. MyCourt and MyBuilder news this early is absolutely insane. But if y'all are not subbed, I need y'all to sub. 99.8% of y'all are not subbed up right now, which is fucking crazy. I need y'all to go ahead and hit that sub button. Help me out and shit. But no further ado, let's get into the video. I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome back to our next NBA 2K25 courtside report. Today I'm joined by Zach Timmerman, principal producer on NBA 2K25, as well as Mark Little, my career developer. Zach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
Now there is so much to talk about for NBA 2K25. This is where fans can live out their hoop dreams and build their legacy like never before. Before we get into my career, let's talk about the My Player Builder.
When you're building your My Player, you're not just building a legacy this year, you're also building a dynasty for your team. And we understand this is a very integral moment, a very important decision. And so we put a lot of time into ensuring that the various paths that we have in the builder are going to allow all walks of our gamers to be able to make the player that they want to make. To create your own, it's the builder where you just have so many options.
How many times, okay? How many times do we have to tell you? We don't want 5 demigod builds. Just, you know what? It's not even worth my time. It's alright. Hopefully they fix it, make it better. Make it fun.
Options, changing your position, changing your size. You can articulate through every single one of your attributes and get to right where you want to go with your builder. All while you can see the various perks that your player is eventually going to be equipped with. Ultimately, it's the builder where somebody who wants to mess around with the thousands of possibilities can eventually make the build that they want to. We also have our pro build making veterans that have been playing the game for a long time. They're probably going to want to jump in there as well. There's also another group that wants to jump in there to try to make a unique build that nobody else in the world has made.
This sounds really intriguing. One thing I loved about last year was community members submitting their builds and you guys implementing them into the game. Are those returning this year?
The community builds feature that we had last year, it was really exciting. It was really nice to grab the best build makers that we have out there, be able to have them put their build in the game. Ultimately, people, when they would grab these builds, they felt like they could instantly compete and play with the best gamers out there. They'll be available season 2. We'll be dropping new ones each season with the intention of giving you access to the latest and greatest play styles that are out there.
A lot of new features coming with this new builder system, Zach. What else can you share about creating your My Player in 2K25?
In each of these builder paths, there's access to more information than we've ever given you before. You'll see which badges you qualify for. You'll see which takeovers you qualify for in our new takeover system. And you'll also be able to see which animations your player will qualify for. Ultimately, it's going to give you a really good feel for whether or not the player is going to move and react the way that you want to through the animation system.
I love all that, but I especially love the new takeover system.
New takeover system.
Takeover's back in a new way this year. We have 70 takeovers.
70 fucking takeovers? 70 take. I better be able to equip 12 of them bitches. 70 takeovers?
And 14 special abilities. In the builder, you can see which takeovers you qualify for. Once you get into My Career, you can swap your takeovers in and out. They all have attribute requirements that determine whether or not you're able to equip these takeovers. Once you get into the game, you're gonna see your takeover meter. There's 5 levels to your takeover, and it's kind of like 5 levels of hotness. Once you hit level 5, the special ability turns on, and that allows you to kind of dominate the game for a short period of time.
Okay, 70 takeovers.
Ability turns on, and that allows you to kind of dominate the game for a short period of time.
Okay, 70 takeovers. What are some of your favorites?
I think the one that I've been gravitating towards the most is barbecue chicken. If you're a hoop head, you know what that name means. It means you're about to put somebody in the post and turn them into a rag doll. It boosts throughout the levels of takeover. It boosts your post control, your shot close, and your strength. And then when the special ability turns on, it turns on deep post bag, which essentially allows you to completely dominate the post, again, for a short period of time, in shots, back downs, every post move you can think of. So it's a lot of fun for somebody who likes to play in the post.
What can you tell us about badges in 2K25?
This year we have 40 badges. They're a lot more all-encompassing than they have been in the past. Each one of them has a larger impact. And so we're really happy with the badge allotment that we have right now. We feel like we've hit every part of basketball that's important. And ultimately, we're accentuating everybody's play style with these badges.
One other thing I want to talk about is badge progression.
Badge progression is basically how often are you using your badge. The more often you use the badge,
was so ass, bro. I would lose so many badge points every fucking day. just because I didn't use fucking post-fade phenom or some shit.
Faster it's going to progress. Ultimately, though, if you don't use your badge this year, you won't regress, which
that's
I'm
tough.
sure our fans are pretty happy about.
So it sounds like badges are completely reworked this year in 2K25.
Yeah, so this year we introduced a new level of badge called Legend. It's a level above Hall of Fame. Okay. It's pretty difficult to get. You have to raise your attributes pretty high, but ultimately, you know, it really allows you to dominate in that area of the game.
Legend? What the fuck? I'm just kidding. Nah, that's kind of tough. It's hard to get.
But ultimately, you know, it really allows you to dominate in that area of the game.
Zach, I'm excited. Can't wait to get my hands on the builder. Thanks for all the new details. And for all of you, stay connected to the NBA 2K25 courtside report where you can learn all about the new MyBuilder. Now we know about all the new exciting features in the MyBuilder, but it's time to learn about MyCareer. I'm joined by Mark Little. Let's jump right in. What's new in MyCareer for NBA 2K25?
MyCareer in NBA 2K25 is all about building the greatest dynasty in NBA history. You're my player this year, growing up outside of Chicago, and like his idol, Michael Jordan, he wants to build a dynasty that lasts throughout the ages. So you can learn about your my player's history and his path to the NBA through an optional flashback story called The Heart of the Dynasty, which you get to relive 4 of his most iconic games in his pre-NBA career, including a high school state championship, a FIBA U19 World Cup, and even an open run with some NBA players where one of the players is not so happy and he got invited. And all these games are available for you to play right away. You can play them at any point in your career, but if you really want to just jump right into your NBA career and start building your dynasty, you can do that too.
So let's talk about creating your own dynasty in MyCareer.
Last year, we introduced the GOAT ranking system. Right. And in that, you're able to see your my player rise up through the rankings and ultimately become the GOAT. This year, we're adding a dynasty rankings, which is more about your team's performance and less about your personal achievements. So we've ranked the 9 greatest dynasties in NBA history. And as your team does stuff like deep playoff runs, winning championships, you'll see them rise the dynasty rankings until ultimately they get to the #1 spot and displace Michael Jordan's Bulls. Okay.
Last year, you came in with GOAT level hype. So what kind of prospect is MP in 2K25?
This year, MP is not a GOAT level hype. You're going to have to earn your position in the starting lineup. And if the player in front of you is really good, it's going to be even harder. This will definitely be one of your first obstacles as you try to build your dynasty. So it's going to be even.
This is the same fucking shit from 2K24. The team workout? Holy shit, 2K, you're cooking.
Harder. This will definitely be one of your first obstacles as you try to build your dynasty.
So it sounds like I got to earn my place in the starting lineup. What does the flow look like in MyCareer? Is it key games, every game?
Key games are back this year, and we're really excited about the improvements we've made. This year, you have a lot of control about which key games you play. We've divided the season into 2 halves, and in each half, you'll meet with your coach and GM and select a personal goal. The personal goal you pick is what determines the key games you play. We've even tiered the matchup system, so if your MP is still at a lower level, you'll match up against lower level NBA players, but if you're a 99, you're going to be matched up against the best of the best. If that's not your thing, you could decide you want to try and win the NBA Cup, or maybe you want to focus on winning road games, or maybe in your rookie season you want to show that you're the top rookie in your class. We've even got some key games that are focused entirely about you posterizing other guys. So the personal goals and key games you get to pick from is completely dependent on the build you made, your team you picked, and your current overall. So there's a lot of content depending on the scenario and play style you've picked. And on top of that, if you successfully complete your personal goal and key games, you get an all-new dynasty badge. So the dynasty badges you earn help improve your team and shape the dynasty you're about to make.
This sounds exciting. What about other new features in MyCareer that you can talk about?
There's a lot more than I'm going to be able to go into here today, but I'll give you a few more of my favorites. So
talk about.
There's a lot more than I'm going to be able to go into here today, but I'll give you a few more of my favorites. So earlier I mentioned you can play a FIBA game in the optional flashback story. Well, you can also play FIBA games in our new revised off-season flow. You'll be able to play FIBA friendlies, FIBA qualifiers, and even a FIBA tournament that you can invite other NBA stars to join you. And speaking of NBA stars, this year we're also adding jersey swaps. So there are optional highlight games on your calendar.
Jersey swaps? That shit's up. Imagine swapping jersey with like LeBron, like, you know, like people like that, bro. Like, that should be cool as fuck.
Where you can earn jerseys from players like Jalen Brunson or Victor Wembanyama only if you pass the in-game challenges against their teams. And you're gonna want to collect those jerseys because not only can you wear them around the city, but you can
wear them around the city. That's tough. So you get free fucking clothes. That's W2K.
Also put them on display in your MyCourt.
You said my.
2K is listening and doing the right thing, because we've needed a MyCourt for about fucking 30 years now. We haven't had MyCourt since 2K22. It's 2K25. Wait, no, I'm lying. 2K23. 2K23 was the last one. It's 2K25. So 2 years without MyCourt. Now we got it back. That's what I'm fucking talking about.
MyCourt is returning?
I can't talk too much about MyCourt, but I'm confirming MyCourt is back. We know MyCourt's been a feature that people have been wanting for a long time, and we're very happy to bring it to 2K25.
All right, MyCourt, exciting stuff. I can't wait to start.
The amount of times that I just didn't know how to dribble because I couldn't just sit there in a MyCourt for 20 hours just practicing dribbling is insane. But now that they brought that shit back, people going to learn how to dribble. There's going to be a lot more competition, and it's going to be a lot more skill-based. Love you, 2K.
Start building my dynasty in NBA 2K25's My Career Mode. Mark, thanks so much for joining us and sharing all this great insight.
Yeah, thanks you, Chris.
And
that's a W by 2K for bringing MyCourt back and all the other news. I do wish they would have changed up the builder just to give us something different. But, you know, with 2K, you can only get so much. Now we'll be moving on to Discord messages with Mike Wang and other people in the community, such as other devs. First, we have lethal zones. Lethal zones will be coming back, but instead of getting only 2, you can work up to 3 zones. So basically, the first week you get 1 zone, the second week you get 2 zones, and the third week you get 3 zones. You will have to face off against lethal in your third week. It might be hard, it might not be, but it's still gonna be definitely worth it to do. The next question was, have there been any improvements to the physics when 2 people clash in air? The response was that the physics team has spent a lot of time improving their player in the air collisions to make them more reliable and maintain the player's momentum/velocity better. So basically, if you don't understand what it's saying, 2K's physics team has been working on making, like, say if you go for a dunk or a layup, if you run into the player, your body is basically going to be either overpowered or you're going to overpower the other player. It just basically depends on the animation. Last but certainly not least, we have alley hoops. Have you ever tried to throw an alley hoop to your teammate but you threw it to yourself, or vice versa? You ever tried to throw a self alley but it threw it out of bounds to your teammate? Well, 2K has tried to fix that. By tapping double Y or double triangle, you would throw a regular lob, but if the lane is clear or wide open, you might throw a bounced lob. Also, if you tap A and B, now you throw self alleys. It's no more double Y on the fast break, it's A and B on the fast break. For some people, I know are going to love this, and some people are going to hate it. Some people are not going to be able to bear with it because it's going to be so hard to get used to. Honestly, I think it's going to be a good thing. It's not going to be super bad. It's not going to be hard to do. What I will say is 2K. W news, W everything. You're actually giving us information, and you're taking our feedback, and I appreciate that from y'all. Now, if y'all like this video or this video gave you any type of information that you like, go ahead and drop a like and a sub. I appreciate all of y'all. Peace. Phoenix out.